Turn on the monitor by pressing the on or standby button. If a power cord is connected, confirm that the AC power LED lights up green and that the charging LED indicates the status of the battery. The monitor will automatically turn on and perform a self-test. Spot check mode is the default monitoring mode in the VS30. Therefore, spot check mode will already be established when you initially power on the monitor. Use spot check mode to take vital sign measurements during rounds, one patient after another. Each patient will be discharged upon saving their record. Touch Admit to open up the New Patient menu and admit a patient. The New Patient menu appears, displaying patient information fields to be entered. The primary ID field is indicated with brackets and all other required fields are indicated by an asterisk. If the system administrator has not configured a default patient type, then the icons will all appear as gray, and you will be required to select one of the adult, pediatric, or neonatal icons. The selected patient type will appear in blue. Note, if a default patient type has been configured in the Settings Systems menu, then the default icon will already be selected and appear in blue. To override the default patient type, touch an alternate patient type icon. Once the patient type has been established, enter the required New Patient menu fields, manually or with a barcode scanner. A barcode scanner can be configured by your system administrator as standard or programmed. A standard barcode scanner will prompt you to scan each barcode field sequentially. The prompts appear in red and are displayed in the bottom left corner of the New Patient menu. A programmed barcode scanner pulls in all required patient information fields at once. After successfully completing the New Patient menu, touch OK. You are returned to the main screen. The patient bar now displays the primary ID and patient type. Alarm limit values for each measurement are automatically assigned depending on the patient type selected. However, alarm limits are not assigned to measurements configured for manual input, such as respiration rate shown here. Touch the patient bar to expand and display all of the patient information you just entered. Touch Edit to make any changes to those fields, except patient type, which cannot be edited once you've left the New Patient menu. Attach vital sign cables and sensors to the patient. The SpO2 value and derived pulse will display. Apply the appropriate size blood pressure cuff to the patient. Ensure the arm with the blood pressure cuff is on the opposite side from the hand with the SpO2 sensor. Start an NBP measurement by touching the green Start NBP button. The green Start NBP button changes to a red Stop NBP button and the blood pressure measurement begins. Wait for NBP results to populate. Once the NBP measurement is completed, the green Start NBP button returns and systolic, diastolic, and mean arterial pressure or MAP values are displayed. If early warning scoring or EWS is configured, a colored wristband circle appears indicating the risk level of the NBP values. The EWS wristband will remain displayed up to 1 hour or until the next attended NBP measurement is taken. The running elapsed time since the NBP measurement was last completed is displayed until the patient record is saved. Once an NBP measurement is complete, touch the RESP numeric pane to manually enter your patient's respiration rate. Use the on-screen keyboard to input respiration rate. Touch Done to return to the main screen. The vital sign measurements taken thus far for this patient will be displayed. When taking a patient's temperature, the probe site or source will appear in the Temp numeric pane. The example shown here is oral. While the monitor is calculating the temperature value, an hourglass appears in the pane. When a temperature measurement is complete, a chime will sound and a measurement value appears. If early warning scoring has been configured, the EWS wristband circle shown in the Temp pane will display up to 1 hour or until the next attended temperature measurement is taken. All required measurements for the configured EWS protocol are indicated by a yellow asterisk. The EWS pane, located above the NBP pane, displays how many of the required EWS measurements have been completed and will prompt to provide missing measurements. If any observations and assessments fields are required, you will be prompted to provide missing data. Touch the Observations and Assessments pane to provide missing data. The Observations and Assessments menu appears, and the measurement values remain visible across the top of the screen just below the Patient Info bar. Labeled groupings under Observations and Assessments are custom configured by your system administrator. For example, here we show 3 groups or tabs labeled Neuro, Input or Output Balance, and Oxygen with custom-defined fields under each group. Within each of these groupings, those fields of information that are required for the EWS protocol will be indicated by a yellow asterisk. Not all Observations and Assessments fields will necessarily be required for the configured EWS protocol. Note, only those fields indicated with a yellow asterisk are required for the configured EWS protocol. Unstructured text can also be entered by touching the Free Text button. After all fields have been entered, touch Done to return to the main screen. The Observations and Assessments pane will now say Completed. If EWS is configured and all required measurements are complete, the EWS pane will say Touch Save to view values. When you are ready, touch Save. If configured for EWS, the VS30 will automatically calculate the early warning score and display the associated advisory. The Quick Alerts EWS advisory window appears for review and acknowledgement before any data is saved to the patient's record. Touch Acknowledge to return to the main screen. After touching Save and Acknowledge if EWS is configured, the patient record is saved to the monitor. The patient is automatically discharged and all default settings, including patient type, are restored, including NBP inflation pressures and alarm limits. Note, if EWS is not configured, the Quick Alerts EWS advisory window does not appear after touching Save. The SpO2 value and derived pulse will disappear from the main screen upon removing the SpO2 sensor from the patient. You are now ready to review your patient's record or records. Touch the Records icon located to the far left of the toolbar to review and manage saved patient records. The Records menu opens, displaying a tabular list of all records saved with primary IDs assigned in the Patient Records tab. Patient records saved with unknown primary IDs will show up in the Pending Records tab. Patient records that require validation will also appear in the Pending Records tab. Touch any of the column headers to sort by that particular field. The chosen column header, in this case EWS, will be highlighted in blue, and the patient records will sort accordingly. Touch the same header again to toggle the sort, for example, from high to low or low to high. Touch any patient to review all of their saved records in more detail. All saved records for a given patient can be viewed in tabular or graphical format. Tabular format is shown here. By default, the most recent record will appear at the top of the list. Any measurement configured for EWS or SPS will have its associated colored wristband circle displayed next to the measurement value. Touch the down arrow to expand the patient information bar. To collapse the patient information bar, touch the up arrow. Touch anywhere on a single patient record for a detailed expanded view of that record. Touch the right arrow to scroll to the next page of details. In the expanded record, touch the word EWS near the bottom right of the screen to open up the EWS recommended action for this particular record. Touch OK to return to record detail. When done reviewing the record, touch the up arrow at the bottom right to collapse the detailed record display. Your view of the tabular list of all vital sign records for this patient is restored. Touch the Settings icon in blue to rearrange, add, or delete columns to be displayed. To return to the list of all patients, touch the back button at the upper left corner of the screen. To close the list of all patients and their records, touch the Close button at the upper right corner of the screen. You are returned to the main screen, where the patient has been discharged and all sensors have been detached from the patient.